Okay, so in this video I want to talk about my prediction for the new hero of For Honor and the newest live stream that was shown. They tease something with Egypt, and one of the creators for Honor say that it's gonna be an Egyptian hero, but it's gonna be a twist to it that that maybe some people will not figure out. I probably don't gonna figure it out either. But just my prediction here is, remember, it's just my prediction. I have no clue, it's just pure prediction. And the thing here is that I think the new hero will be a Ptolemaic warrior. The reason why I think it is because a Greek warrior have long time been asked for many people, and so people know Greek history about Alexander the Great, and obviously one of Alexander's officers in his army was Ptolemy, and Ptolemy gets Egypt, and obviously so this is the reason why I think it's a Ptolemaic warrior, because it's a Greek from Macedonia, have an Egyptian dynasty, Greek Egyptian dynasty. The Ptolemaic, obviously famous people from the Ptolemaic dynasty. One of them, obviously everybody knows, is Cleopatra. Is the latest one, the royal, final royal person in that dynasty. Is Cleopatra and her younger brother and her sister. And I don't remember the name of the sister and the younger brother. But anyway, so my prediction here is that this is going to be a Ptolemaic warrior. And other reason why is also because Ptolemaic warrior, you can have, obviously you can also have different gear for a Nubian warrior, obviously, and a classic Egyptian warrior, obviously. But in Egypt, you have so many different culture that have ruled Egypt from different time periods. For example, the Ptolemaic, before them, the Persians, the Achaemenians, you have the Byzantines, you have the Mamelukes, you have Napoleon, you have so many different empires and kingdoms that have ruled Egypt. The Assyrians, and so on and so on and so on. So many different. So when I say an Egyptian hero, it can mean everything. It can mean Assyrian, it can mean Mamelukes, it can mean a French soldier under the Napoleon's era. But I just say I think it's going to be an Ptolemaic warrior, and I'm probably going to be wrong. I'm probably going to be very, very, very wrong in my prediction here. I'm probably going to be a Egyptian warrior, like a classic Egyptian warrior, more like in the Golden Age probably, but just because of Greek armor, because obviously For Honor is not 100% historical accurate game, obviously not, because you don't see samurai fighting against Viking in real history, obviously not. But because of, if you have a Greek warrior that ruled Egypt, a Ptolemaic warrior, you can have a Greek design to the armor, and you can mix that design with Egyptian mythical things and designs to it. So you have two things you can mix together: Greek and Egyptian art on the armor. So you can even have, because obviously For Honor can have lots of liberty in their way, because it's not historical accurate game. So you can have, for example, a Ptolemaic warrior that have some kind of Spartan design of armor. Obviously, in real history, they don't never use that. Obviously, there are different type of armor, but you can have a Greek soldier with you can have a Greek soldier, but works in Egypt. And obviously, long before the Ptolemaic, Greek was in Egypt. Sometimes the Greek serve under the pharaoh as mercenaries. For example, I don't remember exactly the time period exactly, but obviously it's around obviously in BC, and it's the war between the Babylonians and the Egyptian, and we can see Greek soldiers fighting for the Egyptians as mercenary. I'm probably gonna say this, probably gonna say it totally wrong here, but I think it's around 800, 900 BC. Probably, I'm probably totally wrong here in that time period. I think that probably. But with Nebuchadnezzar, the battle against Nebuchadnezzar, so obviously other things with trading, obviously Egyptian and Greek have traded with each other with different things. Long before the Ptolemaic dynasty, long before Alexander the Great, long before Philip of Macedon, long before the big titans. Yeah, so but obviously because of Greek late antiquity Greek soldiers are very, very, very popular in historical. No, I should not say that, but in in historical with huge liberty in the games are Greek warrior very popular. The new one of the Assassin's Creed game, Odyssey, obviously Greek soldier of Sparta. About the Peloponnesian War, the Greek against Athens, and so on. Obviously, because of this, so they can mean another thing is also the new group in For Honor, the Outlanders are characters from different cultures and different era. So the one we have was a Chinese pirate, and that is obviously it's not working with the Wulin, but it's a Chinese pirate. So they have different time period. Obviously, because of the Chinese pirate is probably the latest time period character in For Honor because their weapon, because there is the first character use a firearm. Uh, um, I think it's some kind of flintlock pistol. Or some, yeah, it's like this with the most modern weapon with compared to all of the other characters in For Honor so far. So they in Outlander they have huge liberty with what kind of character they can put in. So I think that is probably gonna be the best faction, not the best faction, because you can have character from like 15th century all the way to probably not 20th century, but like character with firearm from stone axe. You can have obviously like different culture. Obviously, you have culture that was around 18th and 19th century and even exists today, like the Maori, for example. They use like stone weapons, but they also use firearm. So some culture mix these two things together, firearm and stone weapons, and or even wood weapon made of wood. And I think that's very cool because I really want to see different warrior culture in For Honor. Obviously, I want to see the Maori, I want to see the Rajputs, I want to see different culture like the Khmer warrior from Cambodia and so on, or the Champas from Vietnam. Different warrior culture around the world is very cool to see because they have so different types of weapons, different way to design their weapons and so on. Yeah, and obviously with obviously with the Ptolemaic warrior, as I said before, obviously you have the Egyptian art, but you also can have the Greek. So you can mix these things together. You can get like, for example, a Greek style, make a Greek style of a sculpture, but there's lots of Egyptian input to it. like this. Yeah, so yeah, this is my prediction for the new hero of honor that will be the second one to the Outlander faction. Yeah.